This week's Torah portion of Parshat Teitzei contains a directive in it which says as follows: Lo tir'eh et shor achicha o et seo nidachim v'italamta mehem. Do not see one of your companions or colleagues' animals go astray. Hashev teshivem le'achicha. Make sure that you return this animal to your brother, to your colleague, to your companion. Now, there are a number of things, very important insights within the vernacular that's used in the context of this pasuk. First of all, it doesn't say ki tir'eh. You might, by chance or happenstance, come across an animal that a colleague might have lost. No, it says lo tir'eh. Do not allow yourself to see an animal that goes astray, which is an interesting directive, much more direct, much more aggressive, and much more clear with regards to obstructing our ability to be in such a circumstance or happenstance. And secondly, the double usage of the vernacular at the end of the pasuk, at the end of the context of this statement, Hashev teshivem lo. Not once that you should return the animal to him, but twice. Hashev teshivem. Make sure to go back and then go back and return the animal, presumably, as the Gemara, the Talmud says, if you see the animal has gone astray more than once, or that you're not successful after the first time, you must go back and try again, and over again, to invest that effort, that earnestness, in order to return the animal to its rightful owner. Now, it's fascinating. The Or HaChaim HaKadosh, I don't know why, but he offers the following insight. And he says that this directive is not necessarily talking about face value, just an animal, livestock that might have been lost, but is referring to someone, a person who is lost like a stray animal. They might not necessarily have a direction. They might not necessarily have conviction. They might be compromised with regards to their faith in God, or they might not necessarily be clear in terms of a ideology or some purpose in their lives. The Or HaChaim says, if you see a stray animal, i.e. a human being who is lost, who has not yet seen the light, who has not yet been privy to embrace the faith, so to speak, of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, of our religion, of our observance, Judaism, of God, Hashev teshivem lo. You must always try to go to them, approach them, not forcefully, presumably, not coercively, presumably, but out of interest. I'm interested in conversing with you. I'm interested in discussing with you. Perhaps there are insights that I can offer you that can bring you closer to more meaning, more purpose, more understanding in your life. And Hashev tashivem, if it doesn't work once, says the Or HaChaim, go back to them again, approach them, and converse with them, and engage with them in dialogue consistently. So the Or HaChaim sees this as a directive not with regards to animals, but with regards to lost human beings. And I want to point out that, or use what the Or HaChaim is saying with regards to mental health as well. You know, many people ask me a question, and it's a very legitimate question. They say to me, what happens if someone needs therapy, or what happens if someone needs help, and they're just not willing to go? What do you do? And I always say to them, well, they might not be willing at that moment, but that doesn't mean that you leave them to go astray. You have to go back to them. Hashev tashivem lo. Go back. Ask them next week. Demonstrate an interest. Demonstrate a conviction. Demonstrate a purpose in your meaning that you understand that this person might be lost. You're concerned with them. Concern is not only demonstrated after we ask them once. Concern is demonstrated when we consistently return and demonstrate that we have a vested interest in their well-being. If it doesn't work the first time, if they don't want, if they don't want help the first time, or they're not willing to go to therapy that first time, there are many therapies out there. Go back the next week. Go back another day. Go back under a different circumstance, or perhaps in a different setting. Approach them again. Hashev teshivem lo. They need that attention. They need to see that this person truly cares. We don't demonstrate care after asking them one time. We demonstrate care after demonstrating that many times we are interested, and we have that vested interest in their personal rapport, in their personal health. And so this is why it might also say at the beginning of the pasuk, using the Or HaChaim's commentary, lo tireh, do not see. In other words, When you're looking at someone or some person who might be lost and might be looking for purpose and might be going through challenges or obstructions or struggles, lo tireh, do not allow yourself to see this situation and to ignore it. Hashev tishivem lo, go back to them, be persistent, and try and encourage them to get treatment, demonstrate to them that you're there for guidance, that you're there for help, and that you're there really as a friend. This is what the Torah is trying to teach us, perhaps in the context of this pasuk, at least according to the Or HaChaim's insight, and according to insights that have become very real in our lives, in my life, and in the work that we do. This is the Torah way, it is the Jewish way, and it always will remain the Gila way. Shabbat Shalom.